Hey, what's up, everybody? So I recorded a whole video, and that joint was in slow mo. I was tight because, man, I had some good stuff to say. So, because I have some stuff I want to share, I think that could be helpful. I'm going to go ahead and record it again. So I was in the coffee shop, and I was thinking somehow, some way that, hey, what if I run into my surgeon? Now, thought about that, and I was like, I don't think that's going to happen. Likelihood if that happened is more, it's not impossible, but it just won't happen. It would have to be an appointment from the Lord specifically for this to happen. And why do I say that? That's because that man, I remember, the surgeon, when I was in the ICU, I think I saw him like 6 days out the week. Matter of fact, he was even there on Sunday a few times that I was there. And I got to thinking, and I was like, to be in the medical industry, specifically somebody who works with patients, there's a lot of sacrifice that has to happen in order for a person to be in that position, right? So to be a surgeon, I mean, in a lot of ways, you're saving lives, you're maintaining lives, you are helping people to have a better life. And it's pretty hard to do that if you just if a person is just in it for the money. And I can tell you, the surgeon I had, he clearly was not in it for the money because he was all about how can we get you well, how can we get you out, how can we get you therapy, how can we make sure that we don't have to go through this again, because this was the second time I had to go through this. And this one was way more in depth. More story about that on YouTube. But so I was thinking that if you know someone that wants to be in the medical industry, if you got a child that's going off to college, if you even have a kid that's interested in the medical field, understand that sacrifices will have to be made. And I'm not talking about like with being in school and having to take exams. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you actually do the job, when you actually get into the job, that there's some sacrifices got to be made. So if you have a family, it's going to be tough because you're probably not going to be home as much unless you have a particular schedule. And I know, and also it depends on your specialty too, right? So I'm sure dealing with heart patients probably has to be taxing, but I know that my particular surgeon, he's been doing this for 30 years, like 30 years. And I know for a fact that his children are grown and they have their own children. But it just made me wonder, like, wow, like people that really do this, they do this. And so it's important. So when we want to talk about like doctors and nurses and physician assistants, and just know those people, they work. They really put in work and they put in time. So we got to put some respect on their name in that regards. And if you know someone that's interested and wants to be in that field, just understand that they got to be in it because they actually want to help. They actually, and I'm not talking about the Hippocratic Oath because that's important too. Everybody has to do that. But are we living it? We have to live this thing out. So, all right, that's enough rambling. I just had to get that one out. I was just thinking about it earlier and I want to share it with you all. All right.